Okay, we should be live here. Hello everybody and welcome to another stream with Offensive Security. My name is S1REN, and if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to go ahead and just skip to the 30-minute mark. Today's machine is going to be EvilBox-One, and that is available on Offensive Security's Proving Grounds Play. That is PG Play. If you're here with us today on Twitch, welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Glad to have you. And let's take a look at the chat. Hello, Piesh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see a familiar face. All right. So during this time, if you guys have any questions that maybe didn't get answered, or you didn't get a chance to get into those OffSec office hours or anything like that, then by all means, you can just go ahead and ask me, and I will do my best to answer those questions, or at least redirect them in the correct direction, so on and so forth. So welcome to the stream. I see some people pouring in now. And first time chat from Kylan Prax, first time chat from Freshman Aroof, first time chats from Showaket and Praise Senpai. So welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to put the name of the machine. If you want to follow along, you don't have to. If you want to just be a spectator, that's totally fine as well. Maybe you take something away from it. Today's machine is EvilBox-One, and that is again on PG Play. So Offensive Security's Proving Grounds, and that's just totally free, man. Don't know what else to say. You can go ahead and register, sign up for free, follow along. And just simple as click, connect to the VPN and clicking that play button. Let's see what we have here in the chat. 4:30 a.m. for some people right now, but staying up for this, wow, that is some serious dedication. I would say if you're staying up for it, that is super awesome, man. I just want to remind you though that if you have something tomorrow and you can't stay up late, go ahead and get some sleep. Like, this is going to be uploaded to the official Offensive Security YouTube channel. So you can always come back and take a look at it. Just go to Offensive Security's YouTube channel. In fact, I will go ahead and grab a link to the machine walkthroughs. Let's find a list. Offensive Security playlists, machine walkthroughs, and here we are. So I'm going to drop that link into the chat. There you go, guys. If you're new here and you want to bookmark something, that'd be the one to bookmark. That's basically every stream that we've ever done here live on Twitch. So those have been recorded and uploaded to YouTube. And thank you for being here. Happy Friday indeed. You guys have a good work week? Was it good for you? Everybody? Hey, it's Cal20. Welcome back. Alex OffSec, always glad to see you, buddy. Welcome for being, thank you for being here. Let's see. Hello from Italy. Hello. I think it's Bella Ciao, my friend. Bella Ciao. I think that means beautiful hello. Or something like this. I'm learning. Let's see. Hello from India. Hello. Kenya. Wow. CaliMax6 says hello, S1REN. Hey, CaliMax6. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. How is my mic, everybody? Is it good? Too much? Too little? What do you think? Are we good? Sounds good to me? Okay, cool. Cool beans. Awesome. Perfect as always. Well, thank you. Thank you. Loud and clear. Good deal, Lucille. So yeah, today's box is EvilBox-One. It is available on PG Play, and it's a pretty cool machine, man. It's a pretty cool machine, and I think it demonstrates chronologically some good aspects that we'll be demonstrating here today. In the meantime, feel free to, just sit down, relax, grab a cup of coffee, grab some food. We usually start these streams about 30 minutes early just to let people sit down as if it were a conference, open their laptops, grab some coffee, use the restroom, get comfortable, as always, and, just kind of chat it up with the community here. What do we have? First time chat from Aspartame21 says, "Hi, S1REN and sub chat." Hello, Aspartame. Welcome to the chat. And NickBot09 says, "Hey, S1REN." Welcome back, NickBot. Welcome back. Danny Wields, "Hey, S1REN. Hope your day has been good." It has. It's been great. It's been great. Back-to-back meetings all day, but that is the name of the game sometimes. So, first time chat from It's Zenman says, "Hi. Welcome back." Or welcome, actually, for the first time. It's Zenman. Glad that you are here. And yeah, if you want to check that out, check out OffSec official commands, and you can use that for the bot. Like, I think we have the song. I think that one's working. What about YouTube? Yep, YouTube comes up. Discord. All good there. Let's see here. Hi. First time. So can you give a brief thing about what this stream is about? Yeah. So regardless of whether or not you are a regular or not, this is a way for the community just to kind of get together once a week, and we provided, attack vector. You guys provide attack vectors to me, and I go ahead and carry them out on target applications, target machines, that kind of thing. And that's basically what this is. It's a great resource for those that are getting into offensive security as well, because it's just some casual hacking, man. Some fun times. Oh, he actually did that one on Tuesday. Solid machine? Yeah, cool. Glad to hear it. I did not know he had done that machine, but cool. Well, we'll go ahead and cover it here, and we'll get it uploaded to the YouTube channel. Believe it was Tuesday, could have been Sunday. Gotcha. Been loving the streams so far. Big fan, by the way. Great host. Thank you so much, Exploit Games 1337. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. From where am I? I am from the United States of America. That is where I am from. That is where I'm from. Let's see here. All right, good. If I can pronounce this right, Geforum190 says, "Excited to schedule my OSCP exam. Did the machines first, then the exercises. Have a few more left to knock out so I can get those 10 extra points." That's the attitude, man. One step at a time. Forward progression. Keep it up. Keep it up, keep it up. First time chat from Cold Combo. Elite. First time chat from Karayula. Says, "Hi, welcome Karayula." Space first time, today's session. Welcome. Welcome XX Unknown. What's the time in the U.S. right now? It depends what coast you're on, or where you're located geographically. Grinder says, having OSCP exam next Saturday. Any tips and tricks, S1REN? Honestly, man, at this point, it's going to be collecting all your thoughts, collecting everything that you've learned, getting organized, you know, making sure you have plenty of food and water. I had a lot of energy drinks, but making sure your notes are good to go and that your machine is locked and loaded, and that your enumeration is ready, you know, just kind of treat it like an engagement. And that would be the way I'd say, you know, to get ready. And good luck, my friend. Best of luck to you. You can do it. You can do it. Let's see. Hello from Albania. Wow. Wow. First time chat from CeeLo310 says, hello from Compton, California. First time here. I tried to sign up to PG Play, but it's not working. If it's not working, go ahead and try switching to the classic view. If you're experiencing any issues, definitely, I think you can go ahead and try the classic view, and that might work for you. I know some people were having that issue. Let's see. First time from, oh, well, welcome from Germany. Absolutely. Happy Friday, S1REN. Thanks for another stream. Jester Juco, welcome back. Glad to have you. Absolutely. Deathlord93 says, hello, S1REN, the legend. How are you? Well, I'm doing all right. I don't know if I'm a legend. Maybe not yet. But who knows? I don't think I'm a legend, man. I always remain humble. I always have things to learn, you know, so. But I appreciate that. Matt9 says, nice to hear that beautiful voice again. Well, I'm glad to be here. And let's say, I mean, I'm doing good. I'm just rocking and cruising along through life, you know. Nothing too out of the ordinary, just getting by and keeping steady. Keeping the boat afloat, so to speak. Hope you're doing well, Deathlord. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Matt, I mean, that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. That is all we can do. Keep that boat afloat. Some tips on how to develop your own methodology. So check out offensive, if you're a student, by all means, check out the offensive security community forums. Check them out. Specifically, check out Got Milk's Guide to Alpha, because that is where I developed my own methodology from. So that would be a great place to start. I mean, read it through thoroughly. It's a starting point, at least, to building your own methodologies, for sure. Where is the recording for Wednesday's session? So this is not to be confused with OffSec Live. This is just a community stream. Usually we'd hosted these on Discord. We've moved to Twitch just because it is far more convenient. And yeah. Anyone going to DEF CON this year? I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll see you guys at DEF CON. If you want to swing by and see S1REN in person, make sure you swing by the Packet Hacking Village. That's all I'm going to say. Swing by the PHV or Packet Hacking Village, and you will be able to find me in person, and I'd love to shake your hand and get to meet you. PHV is always a fun place. Wanted to thank you for the quick answer I posted on The quick answer I posted on Discord under Brain Dead. Where is DEF CON? So DEF CON is DEF CON USA is going to be in Vegas this year. Let's see. Hi S1REN. Can you share your cherry cheat template? I certainly can. So let me actually just pull this up real quick. I'm going to go temporarily live here. I'm just going to click on this. I want to direct your guys' attention to Discord. So in Discord, if you come down to Wireside Text, click on Wireside Text, and originally Wireside Text was created specifically for this stream. So what we're going to do is click on Pinned Messages, and we have one funny one of me freaking out, but we got some things from Vespa. But in here, updated template for students. This is where you can go ahead and access it. I have it there, and I think we also have the times. I have some other fun stuff as well. If you wanted to dissect my brain, so to speak, this was an old one that we had done basically as a community, just like a mind map kind of thing. It was of everything that I could fit onto one terminal screen. That was a lot of fun. But yeah. And then community guidelines. So these are generally the rules that we try to abide by when it comes to any VoIP information here at Offensive Security. But if you want to access the template, you can go ahead and copy this here. Again, that is in the pinned messages. And yeah, let me just hop back to starting. Here we go. Let's see, which blog did you ask for creating one's own methodology? So it is not a blog, it is a private resource dedicated to offensive security students, and you can find it on the community forums if you log in with your OS ID. It is, just search up the forums for Alpha or Got Milk's Guide to Alpha, and that's a great place to start. That's where I built my own methodology from. Let's see, yeah, so DEF CON this year is going to be August 11th through the 14th, Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. I believe so. At least I think Caesars is going to be connected to the forum. So that is pretty much where I'll be. That is where I'll be. Well, cold combo, we do a soft start at 4:30, let everybody trickle in. We have about another, I'd say 15 minutes for everybody to take their time and go ahead and start up the machine. Again, today is EvilBox-One. So log into PG Play if you'd like. Cold combo, boot up EvilBox-One, and you can follow along with us, man. Hey, just saying you have a good speaking voice or microphone. I don't know. Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that. I get told that I have a good speaking voice, so I try to keep the content in line with the quality of the voice, so to speak. It's a little bit of a juggle that I do internally, but we make it happen. And thank you for the compliment. So PS, DEF CON is a security convention, and it is held annually usually in Las Vegas, either at Bally's Hotel and Casino or Caesars Palace. And man, just like, it's like thousands of hackers in one place. It's a total blast. Super fun. I like it when you say, yeah, man, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Welcome, SecNZ. So we are preparing. If you would like SecNZ, you can head over to portal.offensivesecurity.com. Go ahead and log in with PG Play, your PG Play or Proving Ground credentials. And just launch this machine here. I'll type it in chat, EvilBox-One. And if you launch that machine, export the IP as an environment variable in your terminal in Kali Linux, and then you too will be ready to rock and roll. But people right now are going ahead and booting up those machines, or that machine at least, and that will be our target. May I know how long it took to get your OSCP exam? So that's a great question. How do I pronounce some of these names, man? I'm so sorry if I butcher these. Arsisek. I apologize. But how long it took me? So I did not pass the OSCP my first time. I'm just gonna put it out there. I did not pass it my first time. I failed my first time. I bombed it utterly. And I took 2 weeks of a break, and I just, reviewed my notes, rescheduled, and then the second time around, I passed the exam. Managed to get it. Cole Combo says, export the IP as an environment variable. Never heard of that. Could you show that later on? I'm used to OpenVPN on TryHackMe. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just download the VPN file and then OpenVPN. It would look like this: OpenVPN --config pg.ovpn. Cold combo. You just type that into your terminal after you've downloaded the file, and then you'd be connected. And you click the play button on EvilBox-One, and then usually you can export the IP. The reason we export these types of things like target endpoints or IPs is so that because in this field we utilize a lot of different tools that use the same input variables, such as an IP address or a web endpoint, something like that. So instead of just going back to your notes and copying and pasting over and over and over again, you can just, echo something like IP, kind of like that, and it'll be stored there. It'll be stored. So just a lot easier for cross-tool usage, kind of a thing. Hope that makes sense. Oh, cool. Yeah, pretty cool. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about here in about 8 minutes. Is there any screen share? There certainly is. We will just be starting that in about 5 to 7 minutes. We're totally correct. Thank you for sharing that. I am so terrified of failing, hearing it normalize. Listen, man, I say the best thing you can do is just view it as practice. View it as engagement practice. You're going up against a set number, maybe like 5 machines on some class C. View it as practice for, as if you were treated as if it were a real world engagement. And, you're going to give it your all. You're going to try your hardest. You're going to do your best. And if you fail, it's okay. In fact, it's actually stress relieving, man. If you fail, you know exactly what it is that you need to work on. It's like, okay, I think I know what the avenue was here, but I was not so prepared with this particular type of attack or this particular type of vector. And as a resultant of that, you can go back to the materials, you can reassess the situation, and handle it just fine. So that's right, Cyberlocksmith. You can only fail until you succeed. It's just a matter of time. We're always going up the mountain, man. There may be pitfalls, but we're going up the mountain. It's an upward direction. You'll get there. No worries. Let's see. What do you use to store your main notes? So, I mean, when I'm doing these streams, I use Cherry Tree. In the real world, I would probably use something like either OneNote or Cherry Tree, honestly. It just depends on the environment. It depends on the situation. It depends on the scope, that kind of stuff. And, am I going to be in a VM? Is it an internal engagement? Is it a remote internal engagement? This type of information, when you're taking down your enum and your notes, you got to be conscientious of that kind of thing. So it's really whatever you have access to. But yeah, I'd say Cherry Tree is great. I used to use KeepNote, but I think that's been discontinued. And yeah, hope that helps. Cherry Tree is choice, though. It really is. Once you get used to it, it is beautiful. It's amazing. I hear Obsidian is pretty great as well. Obsidian is also pretty good. All right, it looks like we have 4 minutes on the clock, guys. That's 4 minutes to go ahead and get your machines booted up in Offensive Security Proving Grounds, and we will move forward. So someone says, Morkius says, I'm just starting out. Is it okay to watch how somebody else, does this type of stuff? Yes. By all means, if you're just starting, or even if you're completely new to this field entirely, just have a seat, man. Relax. Maybe grab some coffee, and you can see over the course of the next hour and a half, how we as a community will go about hitting up a target machine, whatever is thrown at us, man. Freshman Proof, or Freshman on Roof, says, this is literally the best show in town at Morkius. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you. And thank you. That's very much appreciated. That's a sweet comment. Yeah, so this channel, Al Hazred, we're a big fan of Al Hazred, Tiberius, absolutely love Tiberius. Definitely check out Al Hazred's stream and Tiberius's stream. Like, I would just say that to the community, like, as friends, man. Go check them out. They rock. They are super good, and they know what they're doing, and they present very well. Maticus Maximus, one of our originals. Welcome back, buddy. Good and glad to see you. Welcome back, Maticus. The way S1REN explains what the exploit would mean to a client is what really makes this stream amazing, in my opinion. I do try to go out of my way to get it. I mean, I tried a long time ago to get into the habit, just the habit of thinking of in terms of impact, right? Value and impact that we have to ultimately deliver to stakeholders in formal reports. So getting into that mindset of, here's a finding, what is the impact of that, what is the criticality of that, is always good. It actually even helps your own brain classify these types of findings, because goodness gracious, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. S1REN, do you prefer Docker using virtual environment when dealing with old proof of concepts written in Python 2? If I'm verifying or testing a POC, I mean, Docker works great, but I mean, you can use whatever you want, man, as long as it's a burner. Just treat any machine as a burner when running unverified code, and make sure it's DC'd from the network, right? So DC from the network, bring down the interfaces before running the code, and yeah. Nonetheless, it is 4:59. That's good enough for me. So I am going to switch over to streaming here. This is the screen share someone mentioned earlier. It'll see if I echo out the IP and I echo out the URL. I have it already in case it's running port 80. I have that for WFuzz. We also have the target IP exported as well. Similarly, in the bottom terminal here, I have a exported URL with a trailing / to check for directories. What we're going to do, though, to begin is just get an nmap scan going. So we're going to say nmap, I want to scan all 65,535 ports with -p-. We're going to do simple scripts and service version at the target IP, tac open. And this is going to basically just say we only want to see open ports. It's going to skip over filtered and closed. In the real world, it's actually fine in the real world if you do this. It's just, it depends on the scope of your engagement. If you're doing a network segregation test, you may want to omit. You may want to omit the -- open. But for our purposes, we're going to speed up the scan and hit the return key. And let's go, guys. We're going to do this. Start up your scans. Let's go. I mean, I say, should I first learn networks then Python programming? I would say learn Bash, then Python. And in the interim, if you can learn some combined Bash and Python with networking concepts, then, I mean, you're only set to win. And you're only lining yourself up for victory. So let's go ahead and copy this nmap scan over to our cherry tree. Underneath nmap. There it is. We'll do a little bit of highlighting. And so we have port 22, SSH, which has revealed that this is Debian. Target machine is Debian. And we'll go here and say this is Debian. There we are. And we have the web surface, which is port 80 or HTTP. So extremely similar structure actually to what we had last week with our previous machine. And there we go. So, I mean, really just confirmation of Debian. It looks like the default, it works. And that's about it. So what we'll do up here then is drop these, and we'll put port 80, HTTP, and port 22, SSH. And what are we going to do? We're drilling in the basics over and over, man. What are we going to do? What are the most common things we're going to do when we see an HTTP serving port, regardless of whether it's 80 or if it's running on 39125. I mean, I don't care. It's either way. If it's serving HTTP, what are we testing for? All right, I see robots.txt. Okay, so I'll say .ds stores as well, SVN entries. We're also going to say, there we go, nicto. Okay, I would say fuzzing, directories, and files. Manual inspection. That means manually assessing the application that's being served over HTTP, or the functionality being served over HTTP. And we always say, view the source, Luke. View the source, Luke. View the source. And that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. And SSH is down here at the bottom of our to try list. And the reason is we just don't have any credentials yet. We have nothing to go off of, man. Nothing at all. But I am going to copy this IP address, and we're going to get down to business. We're going to load up our Chromium browser here. And I'll minimize this so we don't have a wall of infinity. And in a new tab, I'll paste this in on port 80 and return. And we have the default Debian Apache 2 kind of kit here loaded out. So, one thing we can do is just check for robots.txt hello, Haxer. Hello, Haxer. So it looks like we're not going to be getting anything from that. Any .ds stores? No. Any .svns? No. Okay. So at this point, what we're going to really be doing is testing for files and directories past this point. So I'll just tack on -fuzz, and we're going to test for files first. Export URL to equal this. And I will go over to my common file, and we'll say wfuzzing files. There we go. And I'll explain what this does. So we have wfuzz with the parameter -c for color in the output. Data input method is going to be file. We're using seclist here today. I have that downloaded into the opt directory cloned from GitHub. So opt seclist discovery web content raft large files .text, and we're going to hush the code 404-HC or suppress code 404 because we don't want 100,000 404 requests in our output, and that's going to be at the target URL. And I'll remove the pound sign there. We'll hit the return key, and similarly we're going to test for directories. So I will tack another / onto that, export URL down here, and I'm just going to copy the same command and show you how similar it is. If it would let me, might not let me there. That's fine. We'll just grab directories. There we are. And this is the same command. Make no mistake, it's the same command, -c file, discovery web content, and then raft large directories is what we have here. And then hushing code 404. And that is going to be, you'll see, with a trailing /. So that's /fuzz / indicating that we're looking for directories. And we're just going to let that go. So we already have one thing. I see secret. Let's see, as a directory /secret. And that is an empty page, view page source. There's nothing here. Right click inspect, head to network, recording on and refresh. Resources include /secret as a get. And let's see if we can blow this up. Anything stored here? Local storage, no session data, no keys, any cookies. It doesn't look like it. It's kind of just a blank thing. So what we want to do then, if that's the case, is just look back here. We have /icons. That's going to be the default. But let's get our enumeration over into Cherry Tree. So wfuzz, we have files of the web root, directories of the web root. Files, it looks like we did have a robots.txt and an index.html. But as far as directories is concerned, we have /icons, /secret, and we're not concerned with server status. That's going to be a 403 forbidden. But secret is standing out as pretty interesting. So it might be that it's a blank page, but we need to fuzz for files and directories, files at /secret, and directories at /secret. So I'm going to discontinue this, up arrow to where we exported our URL, and I'm just going to do a /secret and /fuzz with no trailing / to indicate the top terminal here is going to be again for files, and we're going to let that run. And similarly for directories, we are going to export the URL to be /secret, /fuzz with the trailing / and return on that. And we're going to kind of just wait until we get a hit. Hopefully we get a hit. I see PHP coming back as forbidden, which is interesting. That might hint that there's web technology of PHP somewhere. We'll see whether or not we get anything back. Again, to keep this simplified, we're looking for files and directories. Why do I choose wfuzz rather than GoBuster or dirb? I use wfuzz because we can fuzz, get data, post data. We can fuzz in 2 positions with a pitchfork attack. Either way, it's really, really good. It doesn't look like we're getting anything back here, man. But that's the only one that we found. So if it's if it says secret and it's the only one we found, the only thing I can chop it up to is that, we got back this. So let me cancel here and cancel here. See, we got to the trailing end of that finished request. But I noticed one thing, which is basically this right here, that we got a forbidden on .php, which tells me that maybe, just maybe, we might have PHP as a web technology. In fact, potential PHP. The reason I say potential is we haven't directly confirmed it yet, or have we? So what we're gonna do now is exit out of this bottom one, and we're gonna export. We're gonna basically start trying for file types. So if you get to an endpoint and you can't find any files from a list, or you can't find any further directories from a list, one thing you can do is get a little creative with your endpoint. And instead of just, fuzz dot whatever, we're gonna say fuzz.php, right? And this will check for, this time we'll check, instead of for files in the raft large files, we'll do something like, we'll just throw medium words at it, or large words, just words in general, and see if we end up finding anything at the endpoint. I'm gonna put medium words .text --hc404, so you can see the command is still the same, but we're saying look for words basically .php to see if there's any of those PHP files left behind. And I only see something indicative of that because of the return of 403 forbidden on .php. So it's just a potentiality that we must consider. I'm going to say even this came back as null. Directories came back as null. We're going to say fuzz.php on /secret. What did that yield? So let's see. Now let's launch this. I hope that makes sense, what we're fuzzing for here. So now we're going to see if there's any specific files left behind based upon what the web server, target web server, is configured to handle, which apparently is PHP. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Someone says port knocking, potentially, man, potentially. But we don't have any potential sequence of numbers to hit. So, yeah. Well, when we get an htaccess or .htc and stuff like that back as a forbidden, it means the target web server is configured to be able to handle those out of that directory. It doesn't necessarily mean that there is one there. It just means that it would be configured to be able to handle it regardless. And first time chat from Ultra Kicks. What was the wfuzz command for directories? So it's this one right here. We just have raft large directories.txt is the only real difference. That was the command there. This wfuzz command up here. Let's see, does the learning portal have a search functionality? Materials book, wfuzz, check Siren's blog, loads of info there, I promise. Yeah, I have plenty of information on my blog. Absolutely. We could definitely do a Nikto scan. I don't see why we couldn't get Nikto up and running once this finishes here. And then if this doesn't work, we just keep trying harder, man. We're going to keep going. We're going to try different word lists. There has to be something somewhere. I mean, there has to be. It's a vulnerable machine by definition, so there has to be a directory or a file somewhere that, you know, we just haven't gotten to yet. Yeah, shortcut to split the terminal. So in Terminator, you can just use Control-Shift-O to make a horizontal split, and Control-Shift-E to make a vertical split inside Terminator. And yeah. Which box is this? Hungarian Horntail. I think that's a reference to Harry Potter. This box is EvilBox-One, and it's available on PG Play. And right now we are checking endpoints on the web for potential files left behind with an apparent web technology of PHP. So we'll see. Whoa! Hey! Speak of the devil. We have Evil. Okay, so it took 24,980 requests, but we got something, dude. Evil.php. That is indeed a little evil. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this here, copy it, move this over to our enumeration stat, and we found evil.php. Because remember, we were fuzzing for fuzz.php here. See? So we found evil. That means we found evil.php. And if I'm correct, so if I put like something like I don't exist.php in here, that'll give us a not found. Now, if I'm correct and I put in evil.php, okay, we at least have an endpoint that worked. That means, you know, there very much is something here. I hope that makes sense. Can anybody tell me what the next stage is? We can view the page source. Doesn't look like there's anything here. It's completely blank. What is the next step now that we've discovered a file at this endpoint? What is the next step in our assessment here of this particular endpoint? I see fuzz for parameters, fuzzing parameters, trying to get parameters. Yes. So now that we found evil.php, we're going to try fuzzing for parameters. Let's say $fuzz is equal to, you can put data alpha, you can put data numeric and see if something comes back. You can put even traversal strings. You can put in commands, like let's put an Etsy password or something like that. And we'll export URL to equal this. So /secret /evil.php fuzz is equal to, you know, some data. This is technically like special character in conjunction or combined with numeric. And we'll see if we get any data back. What we're really looking for is discoverable parameters. So we'll try that. And what kind of word list would you fuzz with? Well, it turns out seclist has one called burp-parameter names. It's a very popular list called burp parameter names.txt, and it's specifically for checking all the most commonly used and even uncommon parameter names. So again, similarly, we're going to say wfuzz-c color. You get the drill. Opt seclist discovery web content burp parameter names.txt. And what about this? We don't want 404s. Let's see if we get anything back. Whoa, we're getting a bunch of 0 characters. So we halt that there for a second, and --HH 0 bytes. So this is going to say wfuzz, don't give me anything in the output that corresponds to a response in terms of byte size or character response size of 0 bytes. I don't want that. So we're going to smash the return key on that and see if we get anything. And immediately we do. So we already found one, and we found command. So I'm going to copy this over and say that evil.php has a parameter of command. So what we're going to do now is command sounds like, yeah, I think I agree with you. Tatuka420 says, let's try command is equal to who am I? Okay, so it's not displaying that there's any command executed on the machine. What can we do to verify whether or not we have... If our assumption is correct, and this is suggestive of code execution, and that some command is being executed, there it is. Kawaii of War says ping. So what I'm going to do is tcp dump -i any interface for ngrep, basically for ICMP protocol. That's what this is here. It's going to search all the network traffic and see if we get back any ICMP requests. I'm going to do an if config on ton 0. And I'm going to copy my machine IP here, and I'm going to try ping -c3 this IP, and we're going to see if we get anything back. Okay, it doesn't look like we got anything back. What would that look like? If we did get something back, it would look like, you know, something like this. See how that comes through? That would be evidence of code execution, but it didn't give that. So instead of a command, what if we provide it like a path, because that did come back in our output. Etsy password. Nice. So it does work. It's just not a command. It's probably a directory traversal finding, actually. So we're going to curl that and get that clean. And we have a user, a system level user now. So what we can do is nano the users file and put Mori in here. We now have a valid system level user. Could we technically Hydra at this point? I think so. But let's go to our notes. Let's say that we know we have a user called Mori, and this is a valid system level user. I mean, that's a little bit of bling bling in and of itself, the fact that we have a valid system level user. Can anybody tell me why? What do we notice about our nmap scan? What do we notice about this? SSH. UltraKick says SSH. That's right. PS is on the... You guys are on the right track. SSH. So let's be a little lethal with our inclusion. Instead of just going down some crazy word list, which is totally fine to do, by the way. Like if you need to demonstrate to a stakeholder that, look, I can exfiltrate information and configuration information based on a massive word list just from this one directory traversal or information disclosure, that works, that's fine, that's okay. But what we're going to do is manually put in a bunch of traversal strings, and we're going to go to home, right? So that would be the home directory, Mori, and then that would be .ssh/ID_RSA, and that is in fact an RSA key. So we're going to curl this, and that is even more bling bling. Well done, guys. Well done indeed. So what we're going to do is copy this. I'll take SSH keys all day. Let's touch an IDRSA file, nano the file, paste in the key, Control X, Y, enter. And what do we need to do to make this SSH key work? chmod 600, correct. Or chmod, however you pronounce it. chmod 600 ID underscore RSA. And then we're going to SSH -I to tell SSH we're going to be using a key, IDRSA, as MoRe at the target IP. Oh, it wants a passphrase. Okay, so this is the authentication for this SSH isn't just public key. It is actually public key and or key and password combination. So to continue, what we're going to use is a tool called SSH to John. And I'm going to just type SSH to John, the IDRSA file, and output that as crack me. Cat crack me. Great. So there's our IDRSA, and we're going to run John. I'm going to say -- word list is equal to user share word list rock you, and we're going to run that on crack me. And that was quick, but it says no password hashes left to crack. That was really quick. Can we do John -- show crack me? Okay, so we got it. Unicorn. So 1 password hash cracked, 0 left. Now that means we can go here and we can put in that we have a valid credential set of MoRe and unicorn. So that means SSH with the key as MoRe at the target IP, and we're going to type in unicorn. And that is bling, bling all the way home. Make no mistake. Okay, so now we have compromise of the target machine. This machine is compromised. Make no mistake. We are a real user. Now we're a real user. What is the first thing that we do, chat, if we have a real user on the target machine? Not suids and guids. I know we want to check those out quick, but sudo -l. So I cannot read this, but I'm pretty sure that means that sudo is not here. Which sudo? Which locate? Yeah. Let's try breakout. Let's make sure our paths are exported. So I have this as cross distro, export the terminal, export my LL command, and that's all nice and pretty. Now let's say which sudo. It's really not here. Okay. Well, we would have our local.txt, and if you're doing this machine, you can cat that file and load that into PG Play. Congratulations, you got that. So now we're looking at privilege escalation on a vertical note. So going up. We're going up. We want vertical escalation unless there's more than one user, which we know there's not, because from our enumeration of etc password from the directory traversal, we only got back one system level user. So hope that makes sense. But we're going to go down the list. Nope, it is not LenP's time. I know we get a lot of suggestions for LenPs. I like to make sure that we really understand the commands that LenPs might be performing, the types of things it might be doing, that we have a fundamental understanding of Linux privilege escalation. So we do it entirely, in manual. So let's check the root file system. Is there anything out of the ordinary here? I do not see anything. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Let's go to check the world writables. Maybe there's something floating around there. Nope, not in var temp. Not in temp. What about dev shim? Nothing there's either. Let's check the mail. Any mail? Var spool mail? Nothing there either. Okay, what about psaux grep-i for root? What's running as root? -- color is equal to auto. So down through these square brackets, Let's see. Cron, so maybe some pspy action. We might have to do that. I'm not sure. But what we'll do is check the network, netstat-antup. Is there any... Okay, if there's no netstat, there's got to be ss-tunlp. There is. Anything running off of loopback, like MySQL or something? No, it's just 22 and 80. Okay. In that case, let's try and check for extended capability or extended permission sets. Let's do git cap dash recursively from the root file system and output anything to dev null. And I mean, there's ping, but we can't really set our user ID with ping. So unfortunately, that is out of the question. What about suids and guids? I'm gonna go to my Linux post file here and let's check for suids. Let's check for guids. It's looking pretty lightweight. Nothing too exotic here. Yikes. Okay. I mean, uname-a file on bin bash. At this point, I mean, you're thinking, okay, we might, well, there's still things we haven't done. Let's check out Etsy. Is there anything in here that is not root or root shadow? That is to say, did Mori come in here? Did they install something, leave behind configuration data? No. Is there anything else in the web root? I mean, was there anything else in secret? No, just evil.php. And that was an LFI, actually. That was not a directory traversal. That was a direct local file inclusion. So let's go back to Etsy. What about any permissions on Etsy password? Can we write to it? Hey. So that's good game. Seems that they left behind a little backdoor with write permissions to Etsy password. That's wonderful news. So what we're going to do is, does anyone know what we're going to do here? I actually have something. If I just go to sirensecurity.io/blog, I have something in my Linux privilege escalation guide that I am going to copy and paste, and it is to add a user to that Etsy password file. So we're going to add our own root level user. If we have write permissions, like that's game set match. So, you know, can we write as a low privileged user to Etsy password? Yes, we can. So I'm going to copy this command, and this equates the OpenSSL password equates to, or the hash equates to iHeart hacking. So we're going to copy that. We're going to paste it in here. As such, echo siren, all of this. And then, you know, we're basically creating our own little system level user, but as root. So, and we're going to write and append that. Notice we have two things here, so we don't overwrite the file. We want to append to it, to Etsy password. And that went through without a hitch. Cat Etsy password? Dude. Switch user to siren. iHeart hacking. And we've achieved root on this machine. So that is it. That's good game. That's complete and total compromise of the target machine, and we are in fact root. That's right. That is right. Iburit, that is the big bling bling is what that is. So at this point, what you would do is catproof.txt, but I'm going to leave that to you if you'd like to go ahead and retrieve this and put that in the proving grounds. You now know how to do it. This will be available on YouTube. But what we're going to do is clear this out. You would cat the proof file normally, but then we're going to do an ID, who am I, if config is not there, IP, so let's make this clean then. IPA, and host name, ID, and maybe even just a who am I, just to drive that home. And then I'm going to hit Control-Alt-R to make a screenshot of a region, and we'll select this here. There we are. And we'll save that out. I'll just save that as some screenshot. And you would include that for stakeholders just to indicate the level of compromise or effective authority you achieved over the machine in your formal report. But make no mistake, that is good game. As far as PrivEsc is concerned, we ran through manual enumeration, discovered write permissions to etc password, and we echoed out this S1REN user here. I'm going to paste that as plain text. And then we switch user to S1REN, which is effectively UID of 0. iHeartHacking is the generated password, and that was root level compromise. Some takeaway concepts I might say from this machine, very beginner friendly, is just be extremely thorough with your directory and file discovery. You know, there's only going to be so many ways into a machine. Just because you don't find something, you know, you have to try multiple word lists if you don't find anything. Always try multiple word lists. Then at those endpoints, if you've discovered an endpoint or a file, always check for parameter existence. That is, hidden parameters that might exist in for backend processing, might have been left behind. And as far as our takeaway concepts with privilege escalation is concerned, never have write permissions and think that it's secure in any fashion on etc password. Just don't do it. It's a bad idea. Don't leave that kind of configuration behind. So I'm going to copy all of this. We're going to go over to Discord. I'm going to put in here that we have EvilBox-One. This is on PG Play, if anybody wants to come back to it. And here are the notes in Wireside text. And I'll clean this up. We didn't have any other enum or anything out of the ordinary there. So there are the notes. If you would like to do EvilBox-One and go through it, you've earned it. Everything there came from the community. So thank you guys very much. I'm going to head on over to, real quick, offensivesecurity.com/webinars. And let's see if they have any new webinars. Speak of the devil, we were talking methodology. The man himself who started my methodology, Ben Got Milk Wilson, lead developer with Jim O'Gordon. That is going to be a super awesome one. You don't want to miss it. And that is coming up June 28th. Or wait, that would have already have happened. Yeah, you can just watch the webinar. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go enjoy that. But guys, thank you for the positive comments. Thank you for the feedback. And if you missed this or came in at the tail end and you didn't really get to see how, you know, we tackled this machine, make sure you check it out on YouTube. That is the official Offensive Security YouTube channel. And it's going to be under a playlist called Machine Playlists. You guys are so welcome, as always. You guys are the best. You are the heartbeat of this organization, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. So thank you guys very much for being here, and you know, appreciate the feedback on the content, that you guys love it. So I'll keep doing it. But thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you next week on Friday. Soft start at 4:30 p.m. Eastern as always, and then that hard start is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern when we start firing at the target machine. Thank you guys again, and I'll catch you next week. Happy hacking, intruders.